Hey guys, this is Michael, and I'm here doing a video, another one for YouTube and Instagram. And I wanted to, usually I'm the joker. I like to laugh a lot and make everybody smile. But this is more of a deep conversation that I wanted to share with you guys on a personal level. Something that maybe a lot of you don't know about me, some do know about me, but as well as, give you maybe some guidance or to let you know that someone's there for you. Someone's been in your situation, no matter what. You may think, okay, your situation is a little bit more difficult. I'm going to give you a little bit of my background and also kind of give you kind of just some insight of what I know. Now, every situation is different. Every growing up is different. Every person, and if not almost every single person has gone through some tough times growing up. It's not that easy as it used to be, the Leave It to Beaver or the Andy Griffith era where things were super easy in the 1950s and 60s. It's a lot more difficult. So my story is I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio. That's the home of the Cleveland Indians and Cleveland Cavaliers and the Cleveland Browns. But we left Cleveland, Ohio when I was very young. I actually went, I got here, it was right before 6th grade. And I've been in California since then. And when I first moved to California, things were not easy, actually very tough. And it was kind of a situation where as kids, you don't know what to do, how to react, what's the next step. My father, my brother, and my older brother, my brother, me, and my father came out to California. I am the youngest of four. I have a sister and two brothers and myself. The two other remained in Cleveland, Ohio, and me and my brother and my father moved out to California. When I grew up, my father, as a lot of you know, is the best man ever. Was that dad that everybody loved? You could not love him. And we moved out to California. It was a bad winter storm. We left out of Cleveland, Ohio, and we moved to California. And we didn't have a lot of money at all. Little money at all, like $3,000 for me, my father, and my brother. When I moved to California with my father and my brother, we didn't have anything at all. My father started picking up labor-ready shifts. And if you're familiar with labor ready, it's basically you show up at 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. each day to get that job for the day. If you were showing up late, it's kind of first come, first serve of what the employers needed. Some of you that live in Anaheim or Buena Park, you can attest to the Mile Square Park. And there was another one too, and I just can't remember what the other one was. My first year living here, we lived homeless in a van for a year with my father and my brother. Now, I never judged my dad for it. I knew that we were going through tough times as a kid. It's kind of hard to, understand exactly how that happened, but it did. One of the things living homeless, it was difficult. And the only way to get out of, being that far on the floor is what are the steps to make things happen. Unfortunately for us, we were playing basketball one day at the park. My father was working his ass off, and we got arrested. And my father and his two kids that came out here with him were separated at that point. Me and my brother went to Orangewood. It's foster care up in Orange, and my father unknowingly came back that day to go pick us up at the park, and we were gone. That night, the first night I was in foster care at Orangewood, I get a phone call from my father, and he was crying. Now, granted, my father never cried, ever, at least to us. He's a very strong man, but if there's the parents out there, you guys know, Taking your kids away from you is difficult. After being homeless, my father had worked his ass off to be able to move to a one-bedroom apartment. My brother decided, he wanted to figure out things, and I went with my father to RSM, Rancho Santa Margarita. Our first place was me and my dad, a one-bedroom apartment in Villa La Paz, RSM. I know some of you probably know what Villa La Paz is. I had some great times there. Things were difficult. Now, our first year there, after getting out of foster care, and they got me reunited with my father, I was in that one-bedroom apartment with my pops. I started working at 15 and a half. My very first job was a bagger at Albertsons. And I remember every paycheck was basically going to my father to help out, because I am a family man and that's important to me. Throughout the years, I have worked myself higher and higher to get to a position where I'm growing myself. Now, I look back at where I first started and where I've become now, and it's mind-boggling to me. But that's not really why I'm having this conversation with any of you guys. Just to give you an idea, when I first turned 18, I lived at a room for rent in Costa Mesa. And then I had moved in. The next step was a friend's house with a few other people. And then the next step after that was a friend's house, or a house with 2 other people. Next step was an apartment with another person. And the next step after that was my own place. Now, I've been on my own place for the last 2.5 years. And I continue to grow as a person, economically wise, but also in general, just as a person, just growing. I went in the Marine Corps. I was in the Marine Corps for 6 years. That was a good time for me, and I recommend joining some kind of military or something as a 18, 19, 20-year-old, because it gave me more discipline. It gave me how to treat people with more intellect and how to solve problems, and that was huge for me. And that's just a side note. Now, growing up, last year, I never thought that I'd be able to make what I made last year. This year, I am moving to Dallas, Texas. I have some opportunities as well out there, including my family, that are going to continue to keep having me grow. Now, why is this message out to you guys? The reason why I'm doing this message out to you guys, to give you an idea of how to, accomplish, or that someone else is in your shoes. My father passed away on Christmas in 2015. It was the stabbing of all the stab wounds that I had as a kid growing up. Because my father literally did the best he could. He was the most loving person ever. That was very, very tough year for me. Now, a lot of people are going through tough situations right now. They don't know what's the next turn, or why this is happening to them, or how to get out of it. I'll tell you that depression and those sorts of things are real. And not everybody's as strong as the next person. It's just life. It's in a sense, everybody is the same. They came out of the same womb and the same thing. One message I want to get out to you guys is the motivation you have for yourself. What can you do to be able to motivate yourself to get to the next level? Now, it doesn't mean, these pyramid schemes, nothing like that. I'm not even going there. But there is the next level. It's just how hard you push. There's a lot of things that happen in life that are just, it's life. And it really comes down to, in a sense, the survival of the fittest to be able to last. I don't know, I can't relate to certain people who have lost certain things in life that are different from me, and I can't. I know where I have been and where I have gotten to, and it's only the start, that I know that every single individual I talk to can do the same. Now, I want you all to know that if there's ever any thoughts of suicidal thoughts or like that, I'm the first person you can give a phone call to. Now, attention getting, that's one thing, but actual issues going on, give me a call. And for those of you that have my phone number, reach out to me, and I'm a good listener. I know that different people go through different things in their life and they don't know how to react to it, but I will tell you, I've been through that for the most of them. Now, I'm still in my young days, and I still have a lot more lessons to learn, and a lot more wise people that are older than me that I can take advice from. I'll tell you, that is the best key right there. Talk to older people that are older than you. That it's not necessarily, they're smarter than you. No, it's more wise because they've been in this, a lot of life situations that you may have not encountered yet, and you want to be able to know how to. I want to let everybody know that also there's a lot of tough things going on in the world right now, just in general. I mean, especially here in America, it seems like the love has kind of disappeared. I want everybody to know that it's still out there. The love is still out there. You can still treat people the same way you treated them years ago. Nothing has changed. It's just to get back on track. I think a lot of people have kind of lost sight of that. I appreciate you guys for listening to my message, and I want to let you guys know that everyone is just as smart as the next person. It's just about how you apply yourself. And I know that if you apply yourself and you get to where you need to go, you'll make it. There's enough hours in the day, I'm telling you. Time management and to keep moving up. I'm attestant to it. I never thought I'd be where I'm at now. I never thought in a million years. But I applied myself. And I know you can too. Thank you for listening to my heartwarming message. I'll have more for you eventually. And stay tuned. Thank you.